This is Pine Leaf Needles, Skirmisher Middle-earth. It is now time for us to look at the second tutorial in the Skirmish system. We'll once again talk to the Skirmish Captain, and he'll explain that we have to go to the second half. We broke into Bree and captured some control points. Now we need to defend the Prancing Pony. This will teach us how to work with defensive skirmishes. Once again, this is based on one of the real skirmishes, Defense of the Prancing Pony. In this case, we open the instance finder, and we have Defense of the Prancing Pony open. Now this is only a tutorial version and not the real version of the skirmish. But this will show us how the instance finder works. And we just launch, and it opens a panel. And we hit travel now.
The inhabitants of Bree have spent the occupation holed up within the Prancing Pony. Angered at their uprising, the brigands have decided to burn them out.
And we come here to talk to Second Watcher Eastraw again.
You will need a stronger ally for this foray. There are many ways soldiers can be trained and outfitted for battle. Archers, warriors, protectors, sages, bannermen, and herbalists are all willing to answer your call. For this battle, a warrior will be to our best advantage. Will? Tom, come out here for a moment. Speak to Will, purchase the warrior role trait. Then speak to Tom and complete the soldier's training.
Very well. It is now time for us to talk to Will. And here he has Train Skirmish Traits. Now, actually, you will go to a skirmish trainer, which you will find one of these near the skirmish captain, usually at a skirmish camp. In this case, we'll be training an attribute called Role Warrior. Now, you only need to train this once. I double-clicked it, so you could also just click this and hit Train instead. And now you see that it shows 2, which is the next level to be trained. Don't worry about doing this. You probably don't have enough marks in order to do so. The first level for the warrior is free, so that you could go through this tutorial. Now that we're done there, we talk to Tom. And Tom, we hit Manage Your Traits, and he is a skirmish bard. A skirmish captain is able to act as a skirmish bard, and that's who you will normally go to whenever you want to control your traits to your skirmish soldier. So you're also able to go to a skirmish bard, which you'll be able to find at your housing instances. Now, we'll like to train our warrior skill. We also can put in skills, training, and personal. So you see at the moment, we have none of those. We'll earn our first set after we finish this tutorial. For now, though, we will have a warrior who has no special training. This warrior, though, will be better off than the special soldier that we started out with. So I blow the horn.
Very good. Warrior will increase our offensive capability and allow us to cut through waves of enemies.
I'll tell you for sure, though, that while they imply that you could go around switching soldiers from skirmish to skirmish all the time, in practice, most players stick to the same soldier, or one or perhaps 2 or 3 soldiers while they skirmish.
Will, Tom?
Yet, if you have enough marks, you could have all 6 soldiers trained, though it will cost you in marks, and you'll have to keep on retraining.
I believe we have a moment of respite before before their assault continues.
When you hear that horn, that means that the assault is over. And you then wait for the second assault. Usually you don't have to talk to anyone. It just waits a certain amount of time, such as 30 seconds, before the second assault begins. Yet as this is a tutorial, there is this pause in between. In the real skirmish, though, there will be more enemies, and you'll have second Watcher Heat Draw to help you in the fight.
The enemy employs a number of terrible lieutenants, specially trained enemies with unique skills. It is difficult to know which lieutenants march with the enemy until they arrive on the battlefield. I caught a glimpse of a large orc with this force. Be prepared, it could come at any time. Here they come again. To arms!
In this particular skirmish, this is a fake lieutenant. He's not one that you will ever meet again in any skirmish. Just here for the tutorial.
I believe we have a moment of respite before their assault continues.
And he's a lot weaker than any of the other lieutenants you'll run into.
As you encounter and defeat more lieutenants, you will learn more about how they affect the battlefield. And what you can do to expose and exploit their individual weaknesses. They all have at least one. I believe we are nearing the end of this battle. Defeat this assault and we will be free once more. Here they come!
Alright, here's the third assault. Now in this case, we do have a second wave. Now when you do this second wave here, it's best to fight the boss directly. This is because the other two are cowards, and they'll run away when the boss dies.
They have been vanquished.
I know as much as you'd like to kill Bill Fernie, they won't allow you to do it during this tutorial.
Near the major locations of Middle-earth, you will find skirmish camps. Bree, Rivendell, and Thorin's Hall, to name a few. There, you can barter your skirmish points for new and better traits and gear for your soldier and for yourself. Safe travels, my friend. Perhaps we will meet again in another skirmish against the enemy. For now, I salute your courage.
And you travel. And that finishes the second tutorial. Now you can finish the skirmishes quest, and you have a choice between one of the 6 soldier types. This will be your first soldier. Now you already have the basic abilities for the warrior without any skills. So choosing that will get you the skills, plus another step of level. You could take one of the others instead. Now I prefer archers. That'll allow me some damage, but they don't grab as many people as they can get. I also prefer non-melee soldiers to melee ones. So I avoid the warrior. And that's why I take the archer. Now some people like the herbalist instead. The herbalist does no damage, but can heal you. Therefore, if you want someone to provide you with more morale, and perhaps a little bit more power on occasion after you do a bit more training, then you'd want an herbalist. I prefer to do more damage, and I take a more defensive pose as I'm fighting in skirmishes. So now we'll finish. And I have my skirmish field manual for traits, which tells you all about the traits you can have, attributes, which includes your soldier type, as well as cosmetic items. Skills, which allow you to have certain abilities similar to the skills that you have. Training, special training for your soldiers that are not skills. Personal, these are items that affect you rather than your soldier, but they only affect you while you're inside a skirmish. Now let's talk to the skirmish captain and manage my traits.
How may I help you?
And I want to replace this warrior with my archer. My skill, pinpoint shot or distracting shot. Distracting shot reduces the threat on them. Pinpoint shot allows them to do more damage. I prefer pinpoint shot simply because usually I find that an archer can handle one enemy that's on them. And since they're a single target DPS, they'll only get one at a time. Now I have a chance to either training them with medium armor training or practice critical. This medium armor, that'll allow them to survive a little bit longer. And I also get something called Armored Assault as a personal skill to increase my armor value. But I cannot use that until I'm level 23. So I must wait before equipping that one. So I hit confirm. And now I am ready to run my first skirmish. This is Pine Leaf Needles. Next time I will bring us through our very first skirmish. May your shield protect you, and your shield never break.